If you're a new YouTuber and you have a small channel, then if you would like to know how I grew my subscribers by 364 people in 5 days, then stick around. This video is for you. Can I ask you a massive favor? If you find any value at all, any value, or you just like laughing at me, I'm not worried. But if you do find some value, could you please be an absolute sweetheart and subscribe? It does help this channel to grow, and I would really appreciate it. Thank you. This week, I have gained an awful lot of subscribers, and I have to tell you, it has been the most thrilling week. I thought last week was good, and I was overjoyed at gaining so many subscribers, but this week it has taken it to a new level. And I have to tell you, it has been absolutely thrilling. It's been so exciting. I I hate to admit it. I'm like a woman possessed. The amount of times I refresh my browser and see that the number of subscribers I've attained has gone up by maybe 1, 2, or sometimes 10. I mean, somebody would then say I'm obsessive, and they would be quite correct because I definitely am. I can tell you, when it happens to you, it is the most exciting ride. And I'm not even someone who likes going to a fairground and going on anything that leaves your stomach behind. The largest and most terrifying rides I go on is the teapot ride, where you sit in a cup and saucer and you whiz around with the rest of the children who are probably under 3. Well, that's my level. But this week, this has been like going on one of those whirly things at the theme park where it tips you upside down and you feel you're going to fall out of it because you haven't got any straps on. Now, I haven't ever gone on one of those, but I can only think that's what it must feel like, because that's what it's been like, and it's wonderful. Now, I have been following religiously 2 ladies for certain, and they are Alexa Saarenoja. She's an American lady living in Finland, and she is posting every day 2 small YouTubers like me, like you. And she teaches you ways of improving your small channel. And one of those things in particular, well, actually 2, I did. And one was this little button that comes down and it goes bing, 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 and then it says subscribe. And I put her video of that because I actually asked her if she could show me. And she, bless her, she made a video, and it was great because I'm a very slow learner these days. I swear it's the menopause and that brain stimulator I got in to stop me from shaking like an idiot. So, I spent last Sunday afternoon, right up until 2 a.m. in the morning, making one of these things for myself and one for Linda T70. Well, actually, I made her 2. So, I've got that now, and I think it's wonderful. I was so cock-a-hoop, and I thought I was such a clever clogs, And learning something new is always exciting. So I've signed up for Canva and I am gradually learning it, which is just another skill. It's something else that I can do, which at nearly 68, learning new skills is good for your brain. And clearly, despite all things to the contrary, I am learning. However, the other video or two away, I forgot I forgot to put my microphone on, so the sound value was dreadful, and I really tried ages and ages in editing to try and improve it. But well, if you look at it, it's not brilliant. This this room that I'm videoing in is large. I don't have carpet anywhere, and there is very little furniture. So, it echoes. Well, it did that day, so there we go. So I haven't made that mistake again, and neither will you, because you'll have learned from my lesson. Don't forget to put your microphone on, because then you'll just look like a fool like me, and that's never a good thing. So the other person that I have been following and following religiously as well is a lady called, I'm sorry, I'm looking away. Her name is Virginia Kerr, and she's another American lady. She used to be a TV anchor, and she has been doing a challenge to put a video up helping people with small channels every day. With different things on how to present yourself. You're meant to use your hands. I don't tend to do that, but just hands and all that. So I'm going to endeavour to try to do that, because apparently it makes you look uh, trustworthy and friendly and approachable. Okay, so that was one of the videos I watched today. So you'll just have to put up with the jazz hands for a moment. But she has given me a lot of the tips and tricks that I have used in my channel. And the other person that I have learned something from is Bev Good, and her channel is called Generation Exceptional. And she showed me, well, showed everybody actually, not just me. I'm nothing special, you see. So anyway, I watched her show how to use a program called Descript. And it looks very good. So I have purchased it. And as it happens, I did try and use it and I messed up. So I'm going to have to give that more thought. It's not something that you pick up instantly and you just get to grips with it. I am going to have to sit there and go through it and play her video on my telephone and then use it on my computer at the same time, which is exactly how I did it. I did it when making that little ding dong thing that's going to ask you it's going to ask you to subscribe. So I am going to play that video from Bev Good showing me how to use Descript, and then I will use it to make my video, because apparently it will transcribe your video, and you can also edit it in that app, which would be terribly handy. And also, if you've got an accurate description of what you're saying, then when people are watching in a different country, or perhaps they are hard of hearing, then they can have a better idea of what you're saying, which, frankly, last week's, or whenever it was, that the sound was poor, it would have been quite handy to have an accurate description of my waffling, and perhaps I wouldn't feel quite so bad about the sound being so dreadful. It's just a thought, but I think that's worth a go, don't you? Anyway, the reason why I did so well this week is because of Alexa Saarenoja. In one of her videos, she said, niche down to blow up. And at the time, I thought, well, I have no idea what my niche is, because at the time I was recording health videos, because I do have an awful lot of health issues myself. And I'd done a get ready with me. I had done a video about my art and so on and so forth. So I was a hodgepodge of everything, feeling my way around, thinking what else can I focus on, and trying to find ideas for my videos. With that in mind, I had decided that I was going to make a video about clearing my loft room. 38 years plus of stuff, of overspending, actually, just overspending, buying stuff that I wanted to use. I envisioned myself being a fabulous seamstress, making all of my own clothes. And actually, I forgot to remember that I don't sew. I don't have that talent. And I was banking on, I was just banking on the fact that I thought that I would be able to do it. Ergo, I would be able to do it. And of course, it doesn't work like that. So that stuff had sat around for years, chastising me every time I walked into that room. You're a failure. You didn't do this. You stupid woman. And, I'm nearly 68. My darling boy is 83. It's time to rationalize what we've got in this house and, do a Swedish death clean. It's not as morbid as it sounds. It really is the gentle art of Swedish death cleaning. So it doesn't have to be done in a day. The mere fact that I'm filming it maybe sometimes over 3 days, because that's how long it takes me, but it doesn't have to be done that quickly as long as you start early and you accommodate your health issues, which I forgot to do when I was doing mine. I'm an all or nothing girl. I throw myself in thinking I'll do it all now while I've got the energy, and I'll make hay while the sun shines, and then I exhaust myself and then pay for it. But I have always been that way. So I did film that. I uploaded it. I did all of the tags. I know they say tags don't really matter, but they allow you 500 characters for a reason. If it didn't matter, they'd allow you probably 2 or 3, say, oh, just give me a couple of tags and that'll be it. But they do allow you 500 characters. So I research on Chat GPT the tags that are fitting, which will allow the search engine, which is YouTube, which is Google as well, because Google own YouTube, to actually find your video. So it is important. And I figure when you're a tiny channel like me, then you need all the help that you can get. And I'm not going to limit myself to 2 or 3 or 10. As I said, I told you, I'm an all or nothing girl, so I go all in. So I research on ChatGPT all the tags that I can find for that video, separated by commas, and then I search for keywords for my description, and they are hashtags. and then I put them at the beginning of my description. I don't do 500 characters for that. I do just a few. So that's what I have been doing. And also, according to This is Virginia Kerr, I should use 2 or 3 words in my thumbnail as the description. Well, I admit that I have used a few more, but what I have done is I have, to a large extent, regularized my font and the presentation of my wording. It's all in the same font and it's all in the same colors, green and white and a large black outline. So when people see that, they will know it's mine. She did say you should use your face on your videos, on your video thumbnails, but I have to say, I don't like pictures of myself. The only one that I have ever liked is the one on my little thumbnail of my channel. That's the only one. And that was shot in my home against my wall by a friend with his camera. No fancy anything, just his camera and my wall. And I must have had a good day because I really like that photograph. And I have to say, I do not like photographs of myself. So I use that. And I used that for 3 or 4 thumbnails and they didn't do as well. And I thought that's telling me something. So I changed the thumbnails and I have also subscribed to VidIQ. Now they allow you to use an AI generated thumbnail and you can then upload your text onto the thumbnail and it makes life so much easier. You don't have to go through the whole blessed video to find a halfway decent photograph of yourself. And you don't have to pull a silly face. You know, and at my age, I'm just not into silly faces, even more silly than my own is. So I would rather not use a picture of my face. And those thumbnails always look better. So that's an idea for you. And it's not terribly expensive. And frankly, if it helps you grow like I've grown in this last 5 days, then it's all for the good. So what I would suggest is if you're having a clear out, make a video of it. Say it's a Swedish death clean. Even if you're 30, you know, it's never too early to start. Or you could say it's decluttering my entire home in 30 days. Or you could say something of that ilk, because seemingly decluttering and tidying and storing and organizing is a thing. It's actually a thing. Who would have known? Not me. So, I'm going to give you my stats. Currently, I have, let me see, 534 subscribers. Last week, I had 160. It's got to be good. Well, actually, 5 days ago, I had 160, and today, as of right now, I've got 534. Let me just refresh this browser, and then I'll tell you. Right now, I have 537. So the proof of the pudding is in the eating, and it is working, and it's exciting. And here are my stats. And if you have been, thanks for watching. Bye bye.